Greetings to you once again. This is Pastor Mrs. Tina Okonji of Heart Talk Zone with Tina Okonji. And I want to really appreciate all of you that have been following us over these years, over time. I want to say God has been gracious to us all. And I believe that He has been faithful to you too. This evening, I'm saddled with a talk as usual. And I want to believe that you'll be blessed even as you follow us. Want to look at the issue of divorce, which is not God's mind for the people at any time. So we want to really put a little advice to our word. And we trust God prayerfully from our own end that people will learn from it and say a no to some of the things that God does not like us say. By legal institution like the courts or any body that is given the right to do so. And divorce will always come because couples just feel they can no longer take it again. They can no longer continue in the relationship and decide to just part ways. But then we are talking about it because the case of divorce is getting alarming by the day. Looking through and via research, we discovered that 1.8% out of every 1,000 person divorce as per year 2024. So we want to do as much as we can to also curtail the issue of divorce. We have also discovered that through readings and happenings and the way people are talking about it by the day, we have seen that in advanced countries, especially in advanced countries, we have seen that 50%. In fact, these figures were gotten and given by experts. 50% of a lot of marriages are heading towards divorce in the nearest future if something is not done. So we from the Heart Talk forum, Heart Talk Zone, each time I have opportunity to talk with people out there, I'll tell them we can stop the menace of divorce. We can stop anything that will bring about divorce. We can fight the demon of divorce. So I was watching one comedy and the couples were asked to go and think if they want to really go on the divorce lane as they have filed in the divorce. And by the time they were coming back, the woman came back with pregnancy and everybody laughed. And then they caught her to make them, they said, for troubling us and making us, taking us to this process, you have to pay some fine. So he discovered that even the courts, even the church, whatever institution that are saying don't want to divorce, don't want to annul any marriage. And there are some things, you have been talking about divorce, someone says to me, I said there are some small things that, can really be averted. Some of the things that can cause, lead to divorce is bad addiction. Some people are addicted to certain things. And then when you talk, they say, just leave me. Just leave me. I'm just being like that. No, there's nothing like you've been like that. We understand that when people are come together to marry, as for example, a man marries at 30 years or 35 years, he has been living his life from a different environment all this number of years. Then there come a young lady into his life and also be living a life all this number of years. And then what happens is that these two different people now come together. Of course, they have their individuality. And then there are some differences. Some come with their own addiction. So at the end of the day, if it's not much and you want the other person to be like you, or you want to change the other person, there's going to be a problem. So we thought would be fair on yourselves. Some things that looks like addiction, please get rid of it. And people have communication issue. A lot of people do not like to, don't know how to communicate, and they want to insist on you have to just take him away. Some people can just be so rash in talking to their spouses. Before I know it, they are hurting the other. Infidelity that has to do with, one couple sleeping with the other sleeping with another outside the confines of marriage. you discover that infidelity also can cause a problem, financial issue. And so in one of my videos, I talked to couples. I said, please, both couples, both the man and the woman, we don't just even leave it just for the man, because most cases we find out that the man has something to do. But you see that both the man and the woman are expected to have something to do, especially with the financial crisis worldwide, world over now. Both are supposed to bring in to be able to cushion and make life bearable for the other. But lack of intimacy, most of the time we see couples are not just intimate with each other. Some embrace their work, their career, some just embrace their phones, some are just there loving one or the other, some sports, some prefer to be with their friends out there. These are some of the things that could bring about, couples being apart, and this being apart now give room for strange things to begin to happen. Another thing is domestic violence. We have seen people now, you see every year they've said, no, 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 if the man or the woman beats you or whatever it is, anyone, then the men are coming up to start shouting to us these days that it's not only the woman that faces abuses at home, that the men also face the abuse. In however way it will come, abuse is not, it's a no-no, it's not accepted in the home. So in a case whereby there's a kind of domestic violence, and people advocates against domestic violence that might say no, run out of the home. But I want to say that if you are human, and then the Bible says couples are one. If you are human, you should not allow for any form of domestic, and you should not allow yourself to be used to hurt the other. You are one. The Bible says the two come and they become one. We talk about the Bible because God's the one that is the first marriage, brought Eve to Adam. I have a video I made on that. God brought Eve to Adam, and it was an awesome time, and God wants them to succeed. And lack of commitment in the marriage. Some people are committed to things out there. They are committed to, other activities. They are committed to other friends out there, but don't show any good iota of commitment at home. These are things that are red signs that could lead to divorce. So we tell people, please be careful about this. Marrying too young, we said it's not advisable in most cases, because marriage is for the matured minds, it's for the matured. So if you see a situation whereby we keep permitting situation by young people, like I was watching a video, I was doing somewhere in the internet where a young girl married a man that gave she was just 20 when she got married, and the man was late 30s, and the gap was much, and they were like, very soon she will grow as an adult and begin to fight and discover herself and want to leave the marriage. Some are not matured in their mind to handle anything. They're too young to get married, and by the time they get married as young people, you discover two of them just want to part ways. I was watching one where they said, look at children are giving birth to children, young babies are married, babies are giving birth to, and I want to say that when people marry young like that, there's always a tendency that there will be a problem. So we encourage people to be matured. Marriage is for the matured. Some are matured actually in their mind, but in most cases, matured in age, matured in the mind, mentally balanced, have something, have a home, have a crisis of young people just get into marriage, and they can't even afford to pay the rentage, and they are running at a scatter here and there. And then because they are not ready for that. So advise them that please, in all that you do, make sure you are ready to cater for